I can't speak for every Arsenal fan, but I don't care about injuries specific to the North London derby because Spurs, unfortunately for them, and great for me, they're shit, people. Odegaard's apparently back. Early morning Arsenal show business. Now I'll be back again at 6 p.m. I want to see Mikel Arteta's press conference. I want to go through it with you guys, man. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Let's see what's concerning our football club, man. Short and sweet, people. Before I head off to the gym, man, it's blitz in the United Kingdom, man. On the 18th of November, Izan Khan said it's understood that all 6 players, Kai Havertz, Victor Gyökeres, Martin Odegaard, Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel Martinelli, Noni Madueke, are likely to be available by early December. So if they're available by early December, this is their window, innit? From now till then, all of you get yourselves back. Obviously, this was just before the Gabriel Magalhaes stuff really kicked off, which is unfortunate. He loves the North London derby. We could be here and tell you how effective he is at both ends of the football field and, you know, having your best players. But to have Hincapié, to have Mascara, to have these options, you won't have complaints from me. At the end of the day, is it peak? Would I rather not have these injuries? 100%, but we're going to have to get on with it. Like, if we cry in November, the season still has to play out. It's annoying because it felt like all our attackers went down, and I feel our attackers need to start scoring goals and getting into the groove of things. Magalhaes is a spanner in the works, but that was a key reason as to why we brought in depth in it. Of course, the only conversation you want to have around depth is who gets in the starting 11, who gets in the matchday squad, full stop, including the bench. Unfortunately, you have to be able to absorb this. And it's unfortunate for Gabriel Magalhaes because in 2025, he's now out with a thigh strain or whatever. His last season ended prematurely owing to a hamstring knock. He, if you lot remember, around pre-season, we actually had to wrap him in cotton wool, and clearly it worked because he started the season blisteringly well. So yeah, it is what it is, man. And you know, the silver lining is that it could always be better, but it could always be worse. You know, Calafiori's injury is expected to be part of the North London derby, and even that, like, I'm sure Arteta will shed some sort of light. I don't know, because sometimes he makes you believe players are going to be back and they're not. Sometimes he sounds pessimistic and you see them in the matchday squad. And of course, it's one thing these players coming back. It's another thing them ready to plug and play and be in the groove of things, as you guys know. It's probably, well, you know what, Odegaard probably has a good chance of starting. You know, if Odegaard does start, bearing in mind he's not fully fit, and the knee and that, and I'm sure he would have reacted well. But, you know, do you drop Eze full stop or do you shift him to the left? I hear that, and you have to use the squad, but I don't think Trossard should be moved. He's probably one of our best players at the moment, full stop, let alone in our attacking ranks. Or do you go with Trossard as a false 9? Do you start the game with Trossard? I know people would say Martinelli, another one you're hoping is fit, but do you go Trossard through the middle, put Eze out there, bring Odegaard in, shift things around? Now, if you're asking me, as an armchair expert, people, you know, I imagine we're going to see David Raya. That, in my opinion, probably, is he going to go Hincapié for the left-sided centre-half, or is he going to go Mascara? Because Hincapié is getting into the groove of things himself. Raya, Timber, Calafiori, Saliba, Hincapié, Rice, Zubamendi, Eze, Saka, Trossard, Marino. That's what I think Mikel Arteta will go with, if I'm completely honest with you, man. Appreciate you, James, man. Bless up to you, gentlemen. We say, my dude, Palmer is out for Arsenal. Cole Palmer for Chelsea. I'm not going to lie to you, yeah. I hear that, but I don't take much stock in that. Like, I wish everyone was fit and healthy. Of course, not having Cole Palmer makes our left-back's job a bit easier, but I've seen my football team, our football team better yet, win games. You know, the last 3 years, excluding now, some of the most standout results. Real Madrid twice comes to mind. Manchester City 5-1 comes to mind. Was that achieved with our best 11? So I hear that. Appreciate you for keeping me updated. But you know what, bro? Right now, let's focus on Spurs, then focus on Bayern, then focus on Chelsea, then focus on Brentford. Yeah, man, you know, we got it all to do. This just, you know, no guts, no glory. Harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. We knew it weren't going to be plain sailing. Everybody's fit. We're scoring goals. We're not conceding, let alone conceding shots on target. There's going to be injuries. You look at the landscape that we're going into now. I was more, not that I'm not, you know, taking this run of games serious and stuff. I was more concerned with the bogey teams, people, because Fulham, Newcastle, West Ham, fair enough, it's the League Cup, Brighton, Crystal Palace. These kind of games is where we shoot ourselves into the foot, in it. So I was more concerned with that run ending, not Sunderland weren't included, but ending with Sunderland and then going into this. But We got it all to do, man. If we really rate this team, if we really are one of the best teams in Europe and in the Premier League, that's not me sitting here and gassing up Arsenal. Clearly we are. I'm not happy about being second, but the last 3 years we have finished second. We've got to a quarters and the semis. We're a tough outfit. We're a difficult team to play. Show why, innit? Simple as that. And I'm not being funny. It's not Formula One. Obviously, you don't have key players. It does make things a bit harder. But Formula One, you're relying on your squad, innit? I mean, you're relying on your car. Apologies. I look around. Whatever, we all know Gabriel Magalhaes is arguably our best centre-half / give or take with Saliba. Nketiah is no scrub. International recognise all of those kind of things. Neither is Mascara. Neither is White, Timber, Calafiori, all of these kind of things. This is where, if I'm honest with you, where Mikel Arteta's got to earn his keep, because we're playing, we got big games. We've played a lot of games. We've got injuries. We're going to have to rest and rotate. You know, this is where Mikel Arteta earns. This is where the manager earns the Premier League, in my opinion. This is the period, like, by God's grace, we get out of this period of games. I couldn't tell you when it's done because January's mad. But let's just, to make it easier, let's just say January 2026. We get out of this period, yeah. I promise you, if we do win the Premier League by God's grace, this is the period I will look back and say that's where the league was won or lost. Not at the moment. Like, even if we come out of it and it's peak or we win and it's great, that's where I'll look back in May. And on top of that, I would look at Newcastle away, man. Please make sure you're smashing the like button, people. And again, I must admit, I'm growing tired of social media and just YouTube in general. So I do like to make it subscriber only because, again, why not speak with people whose opinions I actually care about? Morning, broski. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Linz has gone straight off the back 3-0 thing. I'm pretty sure Spurs are the only team that ain't lost away from home. That being said, and as cliche as it is, yeah, just by watching a couple of their games last night, their midfield. They, you know, you look at the Aston. I got notes. You know my thing. Got notes. You look at their games against Leeds, Villa, and Monaco. Yeah, whether they've won, lost, or drawn, they struggle to get the ball from their midfield into their strikers, which you could say is something with everyone. You stop that, you've stopped a lot of things. For me, I genuinely would say press Van de Ven, let the rest of the defense have the ball. Romero's going to show a lot of gaps. Pulro's going to show a lot of gaps. Jed Spence is a very good player, but he's a left-footed. He's a right-footed. Apologies. He's a right-footed left back at the moment. He is going to have to open up his body when he receives the ball. And obviously, if you imagine I'm the left back for a sec, the ball comes in, my body's open, I'm trying to bang it down the channel. He's going to have to use his left peg. He's a professional footballer and a good one, but how many times is that going to pay off? And equally, he's right-footed. So there is going to be a bias when he receives the ball from his centre-half or his goalie, an occasion to take that touch with his right foot into midfield. Now, if we had Gyökeres available, it would have been great. But this is where I want Marino. You know, sometimes we press very high and aggressive, yeah? I don't want us to specifically do that in that game. Wait till they get into certain areas. You kill that midfield, you cut off the supply line, which you see it all the time, really, if I'm honest with you. So let's get on to them. Of course, set piece is going to be all right. I'll go mad if Van de Ven does one of those marauding runs and scores against us. Pretty sure we all know they're going to score a dodgy penalty, but you get the point. Their top goal scorer is Van de Ven, but they're up against the best defense in the league and the best set piece team in the league, attacking and defending. We got to make it count. They haven't won at the Emirates in 15 years. Let that keep going. Trossard to cook Puro again. I can't lie. Trossard's the one I'm looking at. You know what? Hot take. It's written, whether we win or lose or draw, surely it's written in the stars, Mr. Eze Bags. I don't know why I believe that, man. Total injury. I'm a Chelsea fan. Support your channel, DG. Appreciate you, man. Clearly, you know, you don't have to pick a good football team to support, but you pick good content creators. So one love, my boy. One love, man. One love. Facts. They still ish, my bro. I think it'll be light work. Listen, I don't want to give Spurs any credit, but you can't, in life, you can't underestimate anybody. They're still one of the better teams. No, they're not. They finished like 17th. But you get the point. They got a good manager. They're unbeaten away from home. Cliche. Form does go out the window. You got enough to beat Spurs. I can't tell you for Chelsea. I'll probably say the same thing a week from now. Bayern, I can't tell you. But of the three, shitter teams and shitter players have got stuff against Spurs. Now, they did beat us in pre-season. They do have a good away record. They do have that chip on their shoulder that their season's a bit of a mess or a mixed bag. And then obviously, you know, they could further, you know, it's not nice to travel to somewhere you get battered, but they could pile further misery on us. You know, we all know the landscape. We go into this game either 4 points clear if Newcastle do us a favor, or a point clear with injuries and whatnot. And City are obviously circling. If you're Spurs, you'd love nothing more than to add further misery onto Arsenal, innit? Because there's injuries. City are getting their form. We dropped 2 points against Sunderland. God forbid you lose the North London derby. You lot all know how Arsenal fans are going to react and carry on, and the content that will at least be there until Bayern Munich. I said Eze scores this game a couple streams ago. I can see it. I hope so, man. Force them to play through Romero and press him. Exactly. No, don't press Romero. Let him have it. Let him, like what City did against Liverpool. Can I let him have it? Let him have it. You bring him forward. You come forward. Because I know at some point you're gonna have to lump it long. And that's where I'm looking at with Thomas Frank. Because if you play out from the back and try playing into midfield, we've won that. If you go long, obviously Gabriel Magalhaes ain't there, but we back in Capier all the way. So they're kind of fucked either way, man. Dan Burns is out for the Newcastle game. I ain't got my hopes up. To be honest, I said it a few streams ago. I think Newcastle are going to get bopped, if I'm honest with you. It's a difficult ground. It's a difficult game. All the kind of talking points that I said about Arsenal and Newcastle away, and obviously going into that game this week, well, this season, I think it applies to City. But I think City are going to move to them, man. At best, I think maybe Newcastle start. And I hope I'm wrong. I think Newcastle start well, have them under the cosh a bit, maybe 1-2 half chances. Donnarumma with the match of the day analysis highlights. Other than that, Haaland gets the first goal. I think the floodgates open. It is what it is, really and truly, man. There's pressure on Eddie Howe, apparently. Morning, Amberley, man. They're shy, bro. They're shy. And again, I'm not saying that we've got any God-given right to beat Spurs, but like, yeah, cool. There's no Gabriel Magalhaes, but look around this. We've got enough to move to them. Shitter teams have got something from them. And bar playing Man United, not Man United, to be fair, they beat City, which is their bogey team. They've struggled against any half-decent outfit, really and truly, if I'm completely honest. So we need to move to them. It's as simple as that. But yeah, Dan Burns, I'm sure Newcastle miss him, man. I'm sure Newcastle miss him. So yeah, you can see that, obviously. Do we think Gabriel Jesus makes the squad? I don't, but in terms of being a body to have injury concerns with Kai Havertz, Gyökeres, Jesus, it's a bit mad, if I'm honest with you. Kai Havertz, I'm sure you've seen this week. He's had a minor relapse on his knee injury, but he's doing well overall and is expected to return playing towards the end of the year. Nagelsmann has confirmed. So I'm not going to have my hopes up for Kai Havertz playing in the North London derby. Weirder things have happened. As we know already, we wish Gabriel Magalhaes a speedy recovery and return. Hand of Arsenal throughout the last few days has been offering updates on players. Arsenal are relaxed about the situation with Calafiori. He was sent home from the Italian national team as a precautionary measure. Now, you'd imagine Arteta is going to be speaking about this. I'm going to miss Magalhaes, man. For me, the North London derby is the best game to play. The energy, the atmosphere is very good. Always when I go onto the pitch, I want to play with passion. I love this club. It means everything to me. Everyone's got to step up for this guy. Everyone's got to step up for this guy. We're going to go over the transfer news and all of that in a sec, people. Everything's a bit messy and all over the place. Ben White's situation is one to monitor. Arsenal would be open to offers. However, as things stand, the expectation is that he remains with further talks on his future next summer. His current contract expires in 2028. Boy, it is what it is. Apparently, Arsenal settled on an official offer of 60 million euros with a further 20 million euros in achievable bonuses for Rodrigo. Xabi Alonso is willing to accept such an approach as the Brazilian has not established himself as a starter this season. And indeed, he's only played 24% of available minutes for Real Madrid this season after hardly playing or featuring, as it says there, at the Club World Cup, people. What's Thierry Henry said? Exactly the team you don't want on your shoulder. That's clearly about City. What has he said? I never used to like to come back and have a tough game after the international duty. Thankfully, Arsenal are playing a team who also have a lot of international players and injuries. Sometimes you play a team who stayed for the whole 10 days and they're waiting for you. It's a North London derby, so the intensity will be there. And you're playing against a team who hasn't lost away from home. Against Sunderland, Arsenal encountered something that they usually do to teams. They played the long ball, and it reminded me of my time in the Premier League where you couldn't put pressure on any team. Any free kick, throw-in or goal kick was in your box, and suddenly you have to win those balls. And they didn't when Ballard and Brobbey challenged them. So we'll see what's going to happen against Spurs. I'm sure that team is going to be ready. You don't need anyone to tell you what to do in these games. You know what time it is. Trust me, you need to wake up. And if you don't do that, that means you don't understand who you're playing for. And obviously, City are pairing because City, not that anyone wants injuries, but City are getting their act together. They do have the experience of winning the league. Arsenal dropped 2 points against Sunderland. They could cut the gap at the top for Arsenal. Obviously, I'm sure they're hoping Spurs do them a favor. And we all know I don't know about who City have to play, admittedly, but our run of games is tough. So there's going to be much fluctuation, in my opinion, where the title race is concerned. And Arsenal fans, keep your heads, man. Keep your heads. What has he said about City? Very impressed. I never thought they would have allowed his wingers to come inside so early and build up like they do. I never thought he would allow his left winger to go on the right. that would never have happened with Pep in the past. Well, I guess you have to reinvent yourself. Smash the like button, people. Two wingers on the same side of the ball, like against Man United at home. Pep has found the way. He has to find his starting 11, and you can see that Jeremy Doku is clearly the guy on the left. Well, on the right, it changes sometimes with Cherky or Savinho. When you have Foden coming back in form, it changes things. Although I think he's better in the 10 position than on the right, where he can come back on his left foot and punish you. We're still waiting for Rodri to come back to a certain level. I think that's a tiny bit missing, although Nico Gonzalez played well against Liverpool. Now, I'm an ignorant non-Manchester City fan, but it feels like Nico Gonzalez has been there for a year or so, and now he's finally putting a run of form together. Now he has Nico O'Reilly starting to look like a player that everyone thought he was going to be. They have a freak up front who scores in his sleep. So if you're an Arsenal fan, that's exactly the team that you don't want on your shoulder, because they know how to win. It's not great as an Arsenal man to see them coming back to their level. They look like a team about to go on a run. I think Pep had to deal with having two new assistants and a new way of playing. What you're hoping for while City made that adjustment is that Arsenal could go ahead and take some points. And that's exactly what happened. But it was always going to be a battle. And he never lost at North London Derby. Oh, yeah, I thought about it. I didn't grow up as an Arsenal fan. And when I arrived, I didn't understand how important it was for our fans to beat Spurs. But then in the building, you have Pat Rice, Paul Johnson, and all the guys who were Arsenal fans telling you have to beat them. I was focused on Man United. Like, why is the derby so important? You want to catch first place. So don't look at people that are behind you. But then I started to realize how important it was to beat Tottenham. And you want to keep that record. That's why I celebrated like I did when I scored in the last North London derby at Highbury. I was on the bench because we had the Champions League semi-final. Oh, rotations and that. Crazy. Squad management. Rotating for key players in key games. Mad thing. And the boss said he was going to arrest me. What? You're going to arrest me against Tottenham? I came off the bench and scored the equaliser, controlling it with my inside foot and toe poking it straight into the far corner. That's why my celebration was crazy. I didn't want to lose to Tottenham for the first time in the last derby at Highbury. It became a thing for me because I became an Arsenal fan, and not losing against them is something I'm always going to cherish. And completely random, yeah, we could sit here and talk about Thierry Henry's best goals in an Arsenal shirt, but my one, it has to be when he returned the Leeds, isn't it? That's one of the... I've only cried a handful of times over football. I shed a tear when Saka and Rashford and Sancho missed the penalty, because we all know what was to come, and really felt sorry for those young boys. Thierry Henry's goal did 2006. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, when Wenger cut, if I'm honest with you, when it's like 30, it was my whole childhood. You're really leaving, granddad. Like, you're actually leaving, and I hate that it got to this, but you're actually cutting, man. We just have to do our job. Simple as that, man. Maybe Gabby gets on the bench, but we can see from Mikel Arteta's press conference at 1 p.m. You know what? I'm not even going to take much stock in his press conference. Like, I want to see it. I hope he's clear. But Arteta, one of all managers, but he plays a lot of mind games. I'm only going to believe players are back or fit when I see that match day squad an hour before kickoff on Sunday, man. Palmer out again for Chelsea, broke his toe. Again, it's horrible, man, because you do think about the World Cup and the condition of certain players, man. And obviously, we're going to need Palmer where England's concerned. Hand of Arsenal was trolling Spuds fans in the Big Six chat last night. Man's a legend. Palmer does love dodging us. Scored a bit dodgy penalty against us. But yeah, do we think Odegaard starts? No, I don't, man. You can't, but you've been out for time. I think you're more likely to see Odegaard with his knee start than, I would say Gyökeres and Kai Havertz if he's there, and anyone with the muscular injuries. And you know what? Madueke, I need you to be there, because the ITKs of this world, they made us believe that, he could have made the Sunderland game. They didn't want to take risks, although they did kind of the talk around Gyökeres was you would be back for Spurs, but I don't know. DG, what do you reckon the narrative would look like if we won the champs but came second again in the Prem? Well, they would still banter us for winning the Prem, but what could you tell us? Arteta's got over the line. Arsenal have got over the line. We've won the biggest European competition, the biggest club competition. We've won it for the first time in our history. They can't tell us nothing. And whatever the narrative would be, we're going to be shameless. I'm going to do what United fans used to do in my secondary school. Say nonsense like John O'Shea is world class. Big up John O'Shea. What would they say? Oh, he's won the Prem, he's won the champs. You forget Gabriel, forget Saliba. Agendas with Ben White, agendas with Anus, agendas with Max Dowman. Well, I'm here for it. So they can have whatever narrative. And if they're real, they do say Arsenal need to get over the line in one of the big ones. So if you won the champs, you've done that. Now, if we're focusing straight on the Prem, honestly, I don't know where we'd go from there, because that'd be 4 years second in a row. I don't know where we'd go from it, man. But yeah, no chance he starts. At best, the bench. Very glad I was at the game for that one. Crowd went absolutely mental. Big up yourself, Riley. I think we are underestimating this game. I agree we'll suffocate them in midfield, but I think with Richarlison, when they have set pieces, we need to be on job, especially with no Gabby. Listen, it's not going to be light work. We need to be able to move to them, man. They're not going to be as easy as man are making out. Like, they're going to be a tough outfit, but it's probably, in my opinion, I think it's going to be a smelly game. I think both teams got a lot of injuries. Both teams have a lot of players playing for their countries. I do think it's going to, Thomas Frank is a very good tactician, and so is Arteta. It could be decided by set pieces or individual brilliance or anything of that ilk, man. Press conference will be at 1 or 1:30. I'll be live again at 6 p.m, people. I'll give you a bit of time to chill. Let you lot get on with your day. And then obviously we'll see what exactly he said. And tomorrow we're probably going to watch Burnley, Chelsea. We're definitely going to watch Newcastle City. A part of me wants to do a watch along for Liverpool Forest just because you want to watch the title challenges and things. No Ramsdale anymore. No need to be scared of pigeons. Big up Aaron Ramsdale, man. And I do think his language was taken out of context, but I look at Ramsdale where he said he can't concentrate. Zinni, where we all remember Zinchenko's interview, and Gabriel Jesus where he said goals are not a strong point. And then I compare them to the way Gyökeres has spoken and Raya speaks. It's very different, man. And it's quite refreshing, if I'm brutally honest with you lot. You would have seen this week as well, Anton Semenyo has a release clause for the winter, formally set at 65 million. It must be activated by a specific date and is available to any team. The mechanism will again be available once the subsequent transfer window opens, except at an even lower figure. I'd love him in January. And also, I want to apologize to you lot. Jess, aka She Knows Arsenal, we meant to go live at 4:30 yesterday. She was I don't know about today, but she was down under the weather. So, yeah, it couldn't happen, man. But we'll go again next week. What is all of this? Jack Wilshere's verdict on Arsenal's wonder kid Max Dowman says it all better than me. Fair enough. He's backed the prodigy to reach the very top and claimed he is 5 years ahead of his time, clearly. And actually, big up Jack Wilshere. He's doing bloody well at Luton, ain't he? Hopefully they get promoted. It's hard because I don't want to be the guy who says he'll be this or that. But every challenge he's had at the moment, I remember playing him for the 18s and he was 13. We were playing Southampton away, a good academy. You lot would have seen a reaction of that very game from me on my channel. We're 2-0 up. And I remember saying to my assistant, let's get Max on the pitch. I stood next to him and he was already taller than me. I remember, but to be fair, someone that's 5'8", it's not hard for that, is it? I remember saying to him, Max, remember you're playing against players who are 5 years older than you, which is fine, but don't get into duels. Just pop it round and have 1 or 2 touches. And Jack probably said, forget that, I'm dribbling. You kick him, he gets back up, which is the first thing for those kind of players. Because if you get kicked, people can get out of it. We can't believe we've got Wanyeri, Max Dowman, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Saka significantly older, but Haylen's popping, man. And if we've been linked with Jordan Ibe, I believe his name is, of Liverpool, plays for England at youth level, wanted by Chelsea. Obviously, Liverpool want to keep him. We've been linked with him. Bro, if we get him, we're laughing, We're laughing, But the most important thing with Max is, he came on and the first thing he did, he ran around 3 players, squared it, and we scored. I looked at my assistant. I've never seen this before. But the most important thing with Max, he's a top kid. He's got a good family. He's got a mum who is amazing, a dad who would do anything for him, and's rich, and wants the best for his son. It was only 6 or 7 weeks ago I was here. I went to watch an under-19s Champions League game and Max was playing. His dad was shooting off afterwards and he asked me if I could take him home. I drove him home and it's hard to remember he's only 15. He's trying to play Uno with me and I'm so happy for him because he's a top kid. People say, is he better than you? He's better than me. But what I do see in similarities is his love of the game. I worked with some kids who wouldn't even watch games, but he loves it. He loves Arsenal. He loves playing for Arsenal. Signed that death row contract, man. 20-year deal at 15. We need that. And he has got Declan Rice. And I must admit, hot take, yeah, I think Jack Wilshere is a bit of a double agent because I remember Jack Wilshere for years. He was like, Arsenal need to get Declan Rice. Arsenal need to get Declan Rice. Then he rocked up at West Ham. A couple of years later, we got Declan Rice. He's been talking about Dowman. Jack Wilshere, get the apprenticeship. You're returning home. Cesc Fabregas, keep doing what you're doing. Arteta, let's create some memories. But we always have to have succession planning. What better role model for him to be with every day than Dec? I was at West Ham when Dec was coming through, and I know how important Mark Noble was at West Ham, and I could see him molding into that role. It was Cesc for me. What a flex. Imagine that. It was Cesc Fabregas for me. It was different then because we didn't have an older leader. I went to England, and John Terry was amazing. Racist fucking. Coaching me through every minute of the game. Cesc led by example. Have me little chats, and helped me because he was a role model for me in the way he played. behaved. He was 16, I was 12, and he was in the first team. I looked and thought, that's what I need to do. One of my biggest regrets was that he left because we only played a year together. I wish we had longer. Well, I wish he never rocked up. Calla seems to be fit. That seems to be the news. I hope he's better at avoiding tackles than Jack Wilshere. I love that about Jack Wilshere, because Jack Wilshere, what did Wenger used to say? Something along the lines of Spanish technique, English heart. I used to love it. I used to love Jack Wilshere flying. Jack Wilshere, listen, Max Downman, you're probably the best. You probably are. But Jack, with my own eyes, you're probably one at the time of coming through. Like, you probably were the best academy prospect I saw. Like, at the time, like, there was just so much wow moments, and I personally think collectively we had more quality in the whole team than now, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, there was a point, you could draw for Saka, Smith Rowe, and all of that, but we had Sanchez, Watt, J. Emmanuel Thomas, Connor Henderson, Mark Randall, apologies, Luke Ayling, who's probably the one that weren't people looked at, but he's probably had one of the better careers, barring Jack Wilshere at the time. Thomas Cruz, Odegaard as well. Odegaard, who's doing all right. So yeah, man, it was a madness. Big up George for the raid. Big up George for the raid, man. You're getting stinged, blood. Where I'm from, you don't want to get stinged. That normally means taking a trip to the clinic. But big up yourself, Tottenham Ranger. Make sure you win, I'm not even going to do all of that. The ops are here. They know what's happening. We're putting them brothers on a t-shirt, man. It's light work, man. Corner boys in the building. We don't need Gabriel for them, man. We ditch. Bro, let's see what's going on. Check Pep's conference earlier, man. He's goated with the mind games. What's he done now, man? Zubimendi to put it on the plate for Eze to repeat that goal he scored the other day. All I'm saying is, I know Eze is going to turn up. Make sure we see Xavi Simons in it. So we've gone over the Max Dowman thing. What else have we got? Romano has added his 2 pence on the Semenyo stuff. The deal in January is potentially worth 60 million plus a fixed fee of 5 million add-ons. Bournemouth would like to keep him until June when the clause drops for around 50, but not their decision. And Liverpool are seriously interested. I can't lie. Summer thing. Arsenal, Liverpool, Spurs have been linked, but it's not level. City, everyone just leave him until January. We all fight out in the summer. 50 mil for Semenyo. Get that done, man. We're even throwing a little Reece Nelson or something. Arsenal are challenging Bournemouth, ironically, for Neuseland's exciting young midfielder, Calum Urinki. And I'm sure he signed a new deal recently. On YouTube, he looks all right. Can't tell you how he really plays. Both Arsenal and Bournemouth's recruitment teams have been in Norway to scout the player who's been dubbed the new Michael Essien in terms of his playing style. So I guess he's Ghanaian, and he might very well be, but saying he's the next, saying a Ghanaian midfielder is the next Michael Essien, it's the same when anytime you see a talented Brazilian youth, they're the next Neymar and all of this kind of stuff. So I'm not going to take too much stock in that. Wanyeri could be considered for a loan move in January. The club are conscious that he needs consistent senior minutes to continue his development, and January may offer an opportunity if the right environment becomes available. Arsenal are making progress in talks over a long-term deal for Bukayo Saka. People, it's projected he'll sign a deal until 2030, which is music to my and your ears. Arsenal are among the clubs interested in Elche midfielder Rodrigo Mendoza, who I'm in the process of making a video on him for you guys, who has received lavish praise from Pedri. Could do a lot worse. He's 20 years of age. He's enjoyed a quick rise to prominence with promoted side Elche. After targeting several impressive transfers following their return to the top flight, the new boys sit comfortable in 11th place. So yeah, Mendoza, born in nearby Murcia, ain't that England, has come through Elche's youth academy and is increasingly making a name for himself, a regular fixture in Spain's youth team since the under-17s group. The midfielder is now an under-21s international. Pedri rates his thing. Juventus have been linked. According to a local outlet information, we've sent scouts to Spain to watch him in the flesh and are potentially looking at a January deal, people. I mean, if he's got the talent, bring him to the carpet, man. He's got a 20 million release clause. I don't think he leaves in Jan. That's probably a summer thing. Apparently, Sociedad have agreed to sell Kubo in January. How much time is our Arsenal Football Club going to get linked with Kubo, who has a 60 million release clause? We're not getting nowhere near that. Obviously, he's a good player, but as dumb as it is, he's not going to help us, man. I want Ryan of Vasco. Arsenal at risk of missing out on the signing of Vasco da Gama, wonder kid Ryan, as Barcelona has now entered the race, according to local media. They have Deco over there as well. The 19-year-old has been one of the breakout stars in the 2025 Brazilian Serie A season. A product of their youth academy, he's established himself. In 30 league appearances, the teenager has netted 12 goals while scoring 4 times across 8 Copa do Brazil outings and once in the Copa Sudamericana. Bro, mad thing, man. So yeah, he's been compared to Adriano. For me, Ryan from Vasco will be better than Adriano. He has the same style, but he's more technical. He'll be much better than Adriano. Ryan is the big revelation of the Brazilian Championship. Why ain't he been called up for the Brazil squad then? Apparently, Barcelona have made an offer. Arsenal are among the first big European teams to be heavily linked with a move for the Wonder Kid, having repeatedly scouted him in action for Vasco. Speaking of scouting, I can't wait until Brazil, Morocco at under 17s level. See under 17s World Cup later today. I think you got games at 1:30 UK time and 3:45. I'll be there. Since then, the likes of Man United and Chelsea have also been added to his list of admirers. According to local journalist Joel Silva, it is Barcelona who have taken the first concrete step towards signing Ryan by making an undisclosed bid for him. So what are we saying for that, people? Big up yourself, Sadiq. Remember when Lokonga was the next year Toure? Bro, companies are crook. That's why I want to absolutely move to Bayern Munich, man. Absolutely move to them. Damn, Liverpool might just go on a run now that Squirts is injured. Less than that. We want him to stay fit, but yeah, man. Spurs do have a bunch of injuries too. I feel like Eze is going to have a big game. Listen, I know what my guy Eze is going to do. I don't know about Xavi Simons. I'm not even, you know what, Xavi Simons, I'm not going to slander you until Sunday. Just make sure you, please make sure you turn up. Please. Do you not believe this? Apparently, Arsenal reportedly among the clubs interested in bringing Napoli midfielder Scott McTominay back. Don't give Mikel Arteta ideas because he's definitely playing him up front. I mean, Scott McTominay's living a movie, innit? Like, we all saw the dramatic scenes with Scotland and Scotland, Norway, and Ireland. Man scored a bicycle kick. He's doing well. What do they call him? They've got a name for him in Scotland, and it's a play on the word. It's a play on the name Maradona. Sorry, in Italy, it's a play on Maradona's name. It's like, I don't know. It's something, don't know, but it's playing on his name. Like, to get that at Napoli is crazy. It's a movie. It's an absolute movie. No clue what's in the water in Italy, but he's doing a madness. He's got 12 goals and 6 assists in the league as Napoli won the Scudetto last campaign. He also got Ballon d'Or nomination and won Serie A Player of the Season. That leads Fugazi. Time flies because I remember when he made his debut under Jose Mourinho at Manchester United, and he's 28 now. He's got a contract until 2028. I don't believe Arsenal are linked with him, man. Apparently, Arsenal and Spurs are looking at him. Manchester United have also put the feelers out. I can't say I see that, but it is what it is. Chelsea and Arsenal are both seeking to sign Liverpool wonder kid Joshua Abe, with the door open for the 15-year-old to leave Anfield. Abe is a player the Reds are desperate to hold on to, but a challenge has emerged from their Premier League rivals as the teenager plots the next stage of his career. Surely it makes sense if that is the case, yeah. Not saying you shouldn't say at Liverpool, sign for Chelsea or definitely sign for Arsenal, but one thing that goes against these players is these teams are trying to win things. There's pressure on the manager. They're bringing in players, big players and whatnot. Surely it makes sense to go away from the traditional top six and sign for a team. You know, take a step back to take a step forward, get minutes, get a pathway, develop. Then when these teams come calling, you do your thing. He's a winger who's caught the eye largely thanks to his exploits against much older kids. Although he's only 15, he's been playing for Liverpool's under 18s and has been enormously successful with 4 goal contributions in 5 games. He's been described as the best of his age group across the country. On top of this, he has a thrilling style that is likely to endear him to supporters. He's a player whose stock is one-on-one dribbling, which is said to have made him one of the most watchable players in the Red Academy. And we have heard this before. Chelsea are said to be on a revenge mission after, obviously, Liverpool got Ngoma from them. And yeah, people. Apparently, Arsenal, meanwhile, set to benefit from Abe's dad being a lifelong Gooner. I'm sure that's the case, but he loves his son more, and it's about making the right decision. Well, they can also point to the rapid integration of Max Dowman into their first team as evidence that even exceptionally young players will be given the chance if good enough. Bring it. Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool are among the 3 most competitive clubs at this level. Are we really that competitive? Just look at our under 19s, 18s, and 21 results recently. So it's little surprise to see all the trio fighting over RB. I mean, we'll have to see it, man. Seeing is believing. Victor Gyökeres has made Wayne Rooney's top 3 Premier League players of the season. Too far? I think they mean so far, despite only scoring 4 goals. I know Rooney's going to have a bias to a striker, but he'll cap in a bit in it, like Mbeumo, Granit Xhaka, I would say Zubamendi, even couple, man. But yeah, top 3 probably Semenyo. I think he's been brilliant for Bournemouth, carrying on his form from last season. I'd also put Mbeumo in there. I think he's been really good for United, even after a difficult start to the season for the club. I think he's been really good. The third, I'd probably go with Gyökeres. Hey, you know what? I'll have it. You know, I'm not going to argue with Wayne Rooney. Rooney. Arsenal have been crying out for a new number 9 for years now, and he comes in. His work rate and his determination to hold up plays, obviously scoring a few goals as well. So I'd say that's my top 3. To be fair, man, Rooney, you're not really a pundit like that, but I've got time for you because you seem like the only pundit that actually says decent things. Arsenal cult hero details role he played for Mikel Arteta in Martin Zubamendinho transfer. Big up Monreal, man. To be fair, we could do with you now in the squad. Yes, I spoke with him, Mikel, and with the club in general a long time ago. I said to them, you need to look at Zubamendi because for me, when I arrived at Sociedad, Mikel Merino, for example, had already played for Newcastle and Dortmund. He was a good player, but Martin had come from the academy and he started from zero. Even from the beginning and from the first moment, you could see something different, you know, something special. You see this guy, he's 20, 21, and he performs like he's already playing for 10 years. He had something different. And in my opinion, it's been really, really good transfer. Yes, they paid a lot for him, but he deserved it. He's still young. He's going to stay for the next 6, 7, 8 years at his top level. It was a good move for Arsenal and for Martin, of course. Big up my Spanish boys. Oh, Santi, because I'll give a lot for Santi. And you know what? This is the 2014 FA Cup. Was you lot there? I was, and you saved me. You saved me. I'll never live that down. Like I had to sit in the whole end because that's the only tickets I could get. I bought my nephew. The trains were a disaster. We got there. Obviously, it's long going from Wembley Station to Wembley. The stairs are madness. You sit down. Before I've even sat down like that, 1 goal's gone in. Before I've had time to register it, 2 goals have gone in. The fact that the whole fans are so excited, beers are flying. People, literally, someone got kicked out. They're fighting each other. My phone is pinging off. I can see my group chat. They're starting to chant, same old Arsenal, always cheating. Bearing in mind, I paid an arm and a leg for these tickets. I'm there like, no, Arsenal. And we're going through the trophy drop thing these times. I'm like, no, Arsenal. I know we're not going out like this. You can't do this to man. Like, I know we've got no God-given right, but I can't live this down. And when I saw him, when we conceded that first and that second goal, I saw the smallest man stand the tallest. He was doing this, that, and we all saw his free kick. Santi Cazorla, the door should always be open for you at this football club, you know. Even if you're a shit coach, we need to give you a coaching job. Well, we didn't speak exactly about Arsenal, but the truth is Liverpool were in for him, and he told me he was not ready to leave Sociedad. Liverpool ain't got that pull, man. But this year, when he got the right offer from Arsenal, he knew that it was the right moment and it was the right place to go. I know Mikel called him, and Mikel is really, really good when he calls a player. He tells the player exactly what they want to hear. He's a gallus. He's very, very clever, but Arsenal really needed this kind of player. Marino is playing so well, scoring a lot of goals. He didn't score this much when he was at Sociedad, but now Arsenal's playing different roles. And always giving 100%, helping the team and always smiling. Raya has also been unbelievable, making a lot of saves. He's been an amazing signing. I hear that. But coming like you spoke about every Spanish player, Kepa to be fair, but like no mascara love. Fair enough, Nacho. Fair enough. We're still linked with Kenan and Yildiz. Arsenal ahead of all in the race for sensation. Gunners have already made approach. I hope so. The 20-year-old has a contract running until 2029. There's rumors he wants more money. He has 2 goals and 3 assists, and he also has 2 in the Champions League. I'd have him, but I don't think he's like a priority. He's a priority because he's a quality player. You can never have too many, but you'd be able to play and perform on the left, but you want him centrally. The newspaper, however, believes there are question marks over whether the old lady can accommodate Yildiz' ambitions. The issue is not purely financial and is related to whether Juventus can challenge at all fronts and at the highest level. And Nasri has become their captain now. Arsenal, as of now, are ahead of all in the race for the youngster. Chelsea remain interested, having previously had an approach rejected in the summer. How did Bayern Munich let this man leave for free? The player is seeking certain guarantees about his future, with Juventus still keen on making him the face of the club. There is no indication of how much Arsenal might have to pay for the Turkey international, but that is an ever-growing situation, with murmurs around Yildiz' situation constantly growing. So our name is just being dragged around to get a man a new deal. Arsenal apparently are reportedly open to selling Gabriel Martinelli, Benjamin White, and Gabriel Jesus during the upcoming January transfer window, while Ranieri could leave the club. Only one of those I could see realistically going in January, if anything, and it'd be Jesus. And Ranieri could go on loan, but creative journalism, man. Creative journalism. Martinelli's falling down the pecking order. Arsenal are open to selling White due to having a plethora of fullbacks currently at the club. Do we really? And suddenly, when you start getting injuries, you're going to need everyone, really? The only thing that tips the balance is if we have identified another defender that can play right back. I actually think Mascara could do a job across the whole back four, including right back. Don't make sense to sell Benjamin White. If you want to sell Dons, cut in the summer, innit? And I'll extend that to the name said there. Trossard's always linked with moves. Marino and Kai Havertz, depending on offers. With all of you are tools in a toolbox, man. What's this? Martin Ødegaard. What's this? Hey. Nonsense rumors. We might as well go over it. in the last hour. What's come up here? We'll save this for 6 p.m. Them two for 6 p.m. Cole Palmer ruled out of Barcelona and Arsenal games after accident at home. Running from the grind, man. But it's cool though. He'll score a penalty against flipping, I don't even know, man, like Burnley or something. Oh my god, he's world class. Arsenal reportedly set to battle Man United and PSG for the signing of Guirassy next year. Yeah, right. We're always linked with this guy. He's shit, man. He turns 30 in March. He could be set to leave Dortmund during the January window. No. It's a no from me, dog. It's a no from me. So, yeah, it seems like everyone's bullish about Martin Odegaard's return. Martin Odegaard is hoping he'll be fit enough to feature in Sunday's North London derby. Again, apparently he's back in training. He's been out of action since the start of last month. He's one of a number of attacking players that the Gunners are due to welcome back over the next few games. Martinelli is progressing well after being out of action with a muscular injury since the end of last month. Noni Madueke is also making good progress with his recovery after picking up a knee-ish injury back in September. Time flies. Like, we're in November. This happened in September. Madueke ain't been around for a minute. Kai Havertz has been out since the opening game of the season, while Gyökeres suffered a hamstring strain before the international break. Gabriel Jesus has given a boost by returning to full training. The Brazilian injured his knee back in January and was forced to undergo surgery. It's unclear when he'll be match fit, but Jesus has stressed his desire to return to the fold and make an immediate impact. Saka's been linked with a new contract, as we saw. Here it says Real Madrid are preparing an offer for Bukayo Saka. Amid uncertainty over the futures of Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo. Yeah, right. For Saka, Arsenal making very good progress, says Romano. There's a negotiation ongoing, but the exchange is quite positive between Arsenal and Saka's camp over a new contract. Saka wants to stay. Arsenal obviously wants Saka to stay. The conversation is very good at this stage between Saka and Arsenal. Fabrice Hawkins also said, Bukayo Saka agrees in principle to extend his contract with Arsenal until 2030. We all know he's in the last 2 years of his deal, but reports in Spain say Real Madrid are keen to bring Saka to the Bernabeu in the summer if one of the Brazilian duo in Vinicius and Rodrigo leaves. You know what Saka Boumbaye does, man. Score that. They can never come. Well, every big game he's done it. Bayern, he's done it. PSG, he's done it. Real Madrid, he's done it. For England, he's done it. Does it for us. Yeah, he's lacking silverware, but you're a damn liar if you say this man is not world class. And if you don't think he's world class, that's great. Because I do think, do they call it a litmus test? I do think the Sakas, the Jude Bellinghams, there's a couple of players that not everyone's allowed an opinion, but depending on, I'm not saying you have to rate them as highly as me, but depending on your conversation and your Salah's another one and your language around these players, I know your opinion has to be discounted. Like you're a barbershop don or you're a lover of the game. But we love you all, man. So yeah, smash the like button, subscribe. It seems like everything. The highlight is I don't care about injuries. Spurs are shit. It's as simple as that. Real Madrid on the beg again because he dunked on them. Martinelli ain't going nowhere in Jan unless we really want to move on to Menyo. I think if Ethan wants to go on loan, it's his camp calling for it, not so much the club. Big up yourself, Gunner, as well, man. Maverick, appreciate you. Slap the like button on your way. Appreciate you. Love the fact that we got regulars here. Noni will be huge once he's back. Remember, I said this. I just want you to be able to call on you. Think we'll see Noni, Nelly, Odegaard on the bench for the North London derby. VG14 will probably feature from the Bayern game onwards. I remember feeling sick when reports came out of Liverpool going for Zubamendi, top player we have. All right, Marcel. Hey, cut the chat. Marcel, behave yourself. Hey, Marcel, you've been running. Oi, Marcel. Don't show your face here again, you absolute coward. You are a pussy. Where have you been ducking and hiding? You are a pum-pum. You a bitch, mate. I can't lie to you. You're a yap. You left KJ and all these Liverpool fans to fight the fight when it was dark. You are a pum-pum. You have no God-given right. You got to earn your stripes. Come outside, blood. You're back. You never walk alone. So why was KJ on his own? Why was Bradley on his own against City? Come outside. Hold your licks like a man. Don't run. No. Donny thought he was slick. Big up yourself. No, Marcel, you're not slick. Big up yourself. Don't bread me. Yeah, I'm done. Appreciate you. Don't bread. Come to the forefront. I might have to send you the link. We need to see you. How's it going, man? Have you cut down on the Ray? You sober? What's going on? We've been sending out search parties. Where's Marcel? You've been gone for time. Is everything okay? Is everything all right? What's been happening? Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. Don't think you can slide in with the comments. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it we saw there. You think you're slick, innit? You pussy. Come outside. Come outside immediately. 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 I come outside. Marcel, you know you can't for the rest of the season, yeah. Your ban's invalid because you done that, you broke the taboo. You ran. Even if Arsenal get relegated, you cannot banter us. Liverpool have some easy fixtures coming up, so we'll be back here. But you know, in slot we trust. We'll be there. We'll be doing a watch along for Liverpool Forest. We'll be there. Any else? We'll be there. I know Marcel's head was hot. You know when you drink when you're running from your problems, you're drinking alcohol and it's not slapping. You're still sober. I know you went through some serious shit. I know you ran up serious tabs. I know you did, man. But yeah, people, I'm gonna go to the gym quickly. I'll see you lot at 6 p.m. We will go over Mikel Arteta's press conference. Big up Durag Diaries. He's a spud, but make sure you subscribe to him. Big up everyone who raided from over them sides. And yeah, man, drink your sorrows away, blood. But when you sober up, slot is shit, bro. You man are done out here. Conor Bradley and that. You was getting horny in it. Oh my God, Liverpool are moving mad. We won the Premier League, and now we brought in Isaac, and there's Verts there, and there's this one. I don't care about Trent. We're gonna do this thing now, blood. It's over. Shabazz like right back. Frimpong is shit. Come outside. The alcohol ain't slapping. But on a serious note, man, you lot stay safe, stay blessed. We link up again in the evening. Check out the rest of the other content. Make sure you subscribe to George. Make sure you subscribe over here. And yeah, man, stay safe, stay blessed. In a bit.